Hey guys, it's me Kevin back again with another video here. It's around 11 o'clock in the afternoon and I'm going to be finally picking up the motor for the Rx7 today. We're going to be driving down to JDM Chicago. It's about an hour and like 40 minutes from here. And we're going to pick up the motor that I'm going to drop into the Rx7. So now you guys know it's not going to be LS swap. It's going to be a Japanese motor. I'm not going to tell you exactly which one. You're just going to have to wait to see. So you're just going to have to wait to see in the video. Alright guys, we're here at JDM Chicago. As you guys can see, all the engines and stuff that they have. They import parts and engines, transmissions, everything that you need for anything JDM pretty much. A bunch of stuff here. As you can see, we have 2Js, a bunch of shit. As you can see guys, they have everything here. Motors, transmissions, everything JDM, Toyota, Nissan.
¿Cómo le fue, amigo? ¿Cómo le fue el viaje?
He's gonna move back there with anything on. It's heavy the base. Nah, it's not.
Where's Steve?
He went inside.
Oh, that door? Oh, don't put your hoodie on now.
Whoa, what happened to you, mate?
I got my ass beat. Where are you putting it? Hey, Dad, I'll let you know when I'm gonna come for it. But in the meantime, it's very cheap. Yeah, what are you doing?
Put it right there. Alright guys, so we finally made it back to Milwaukee. As you see, we were able to get the 13B inside. We finally got it. It was a little heavy, right? Well, not as heavy as we thought, but we were able to get it inside. We're gonna just wrap up here and then we're gonna talk about like everything in a second. See the little turbos?
Oh, this is where the...
Yeah.
I know you wanted to do it. Do it.
It's missing the engine harness, the ECU, the motor mounts, the upper intake manifold, the alternator.
Has a filter?
Yeah, the filter. But the most important part, well, yeah, I guess most important parts are there.
Nice.
It's gonna sound like pop, right?
Mm-hmm.
But by Bridgeport, it's gonna be like crazy, you know? So like it's gonna brap, right?
Right.
But not like super aggressively.
It comes aggressively, like What time are you gonna go with dude?
It's fucking heavy too, look.
Why is it so heavy?
I don't know, it's like weighted. I think that's how they come.
Sit on it. You know what we need? You know what? If he's gonna bring a chair, he'll be like.
Is it not? It's sure gonna blow up because it's not brand new.
So they didn't give you any numbers on the compression?
No, they didn't. It was compression. It's like good enough to run. It's like at 100, which is good for a rotor. It's not brand new, but
right.
It'll last. It'll run. It's enough to run, but
it feels like it's missing a whole chunk of shit. Compared to like a piston motor, like
I mean, because it is even with all the shit on it, is smaller though. Yeah, it's missing the big ass upper intake, the alternator, and a couple things here and there. That's pretty much it. The biggest part that's missing, biggest noticeable part, is probably the upper intake manifold.
Yeah.
Obviously the intercooler piping. Alright guys, so as you guys can see, we're staying 13B. The car's staying rotary. This was a couple days after we dropped off the motor. I'm here in my garage right now. The motor's right there. The car is going to stay rotary for right now, just because I've been thinking about it, and I just feel like the only right thing to put in that car, the RX-7, is for it to stay rotary for at least right now. And also because it is a lot cheaper to do than anything like a 2JC swap, something like crazy like this. But we are gonna be doing something pretty crazy on that motor. I'm gonna tear it down this upcoming weekend. I'm gonna make a video on that. But the motor's gonna get rebuilt. We're not sure what we're gonna do yet, if we're just gonna simply rebuild it and just put it back in, or if we're gonna do maybe like a street port or a half bridge port or a full bridge port. We're not sure yet. It all depends on how the motor is gonna be internally after we take it off. After we take everything off. So I'm gonna show you guys a closer look at the motor. So it's from a JDM RX7, and it's most likely probably gonna need a rebuild. It's missing a couple parts like the upper intake manifold, which I already picked up for it. What else? Obviously, it's missing all the intercooler piping and stuff like that. It's also missing, like I said, upper intake manifold. I got that. It's missing some better pulleys on here, a bunch of like random stuff, right? But for the most part, everything important is there. Like I said, it is gonna need a rebuild. So we're going to be rebuilding it here on the channel. I'm going to do that this week, and I'm going to make a video on that. And depending on how the internals are, we might just rebuild it and toss it back in and run it stock, twin turbo. Or it might either get half bridged, maybe full bridge port, but I'm not quite sure. It's mostly going to probably be either stock, street port, or half bridge. We're just going to run it twin turbo and just rebuild it and port it, maybe, and just put it back in and see how that goes for me. Just because, I don't know, I'm not quite sure what I want from the car yet. It is going to be a drift car, but I do want to drive it every now and then on the street. Daily drive, maybe a couple of weeks or so. So I'm not quite sure what I fully want from the car. And so the reason I'm not quite sure on what I want to do for porting on the motor, it's because, like I said, I want to daily drive it, but if I do like an aggressive street port, it's gonna make the car a lot louder and not as comfortable to be like street driving. You're gonna gain some decent power off it, I guess, from what I've heard, and then it is gonna make it really loud. It's gonna make it brap really loud and crazy, but it'll just increase the airflow internally. And I mean, that's for like heavy build, so we might do that. I'm not quite sure. I'm still researching my like porting and everything rotary, so I'm asking around. So depending on how things go with the internals, how those are, that'll pretty much decide if I want to port it or not. But I'm just gonna have to wait and see, guys.